Up? What's up? What's up? Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Happy Saturday, Dom. Thanksgiving +2.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look at Jason rocking his drug dealer hoodie.
Dude, this is my $19 gas station Baja. Yeah.
I feel like
Hey,
I've seen those. I feel like I've seen those recently. I can't remember where, but I wasn't mad at it and I almost bought it. But I'm like, I remember those things as being like a thing, but also I think that was one of the first articles of clothing that really taught me that clothing could be uncomfortable and not worth it, no matter how cool it looks.
so I will agree on most points. Yes, they were a thing in the 90s. This was like one of those they were like it was almost like the spring starter jacket. Remember starter jackets?
Yep.
So I
Yep.
think this was about the same year, and I don't know where people would get them from, but it was like it was one of the few pieces of clothing that I like specifically asked my mom for was to
Mm.
get one of these. And no, they're not generally comfortable. Like it's like I'm wearing a potato sack or a corn sack. It's burlap. Um, but
Yeah.
I will say, after getting one, after almost 2 decades, it's like the inside has like it almost kind of has like a terry cloth inside, so
Mm.
definitely improved the design a bit. um and I figure if the girls in my family can order oversized clothing from a third world country that girls make clothing, that little kids make clothing, so can I, except I'm buying local at the Denver International Airport gas station.
Where they import it to.
They were
I used to
probably,
go. I used to go to Mexico a lot when I was a kid. My grandfather would go down there with his RV, get a camp spot. We'd go down there, and there were hundreds of thousands of those in the markets. So that's
yeah,
where we would get ours from. We'd get ours straight from the source, and they were terrible.
yeah. Well, I mean, they're not pretty, but so I
But
dropped my mom off at the airport yesterday. I still. Good morning, Ryan. I still had a like a post Thanksgiving haze in the morning, like,
mm,
didn't really know what I was doing, unshowered, unfocused, over caloried.
okay, so that hoodie
And
matches your vibe.
oh yeah, it definitely matches this vibe today. And so like I went to the gas station to get a snack, and then they had these there. You go to like a travel center, and there's like a hat rack, and there's like gas station gifts. Sometimes
Yeah.
they're actually cool, and sometimes even have like a mall knife and sword rack, which I did spend a few seconds at. But I spent a ridiculous amount of time rifling through these things on the rack, like too much time. I think like I was going back and forth. It's like, should I get the off red, brown and gray, or the like?
Was it on Black Friday sale?
I'm sure they're on sale all the time. Um, and like they had sizes, but I don't really think they have matching sizes. I just think they throw. I think they throw tags on them.
Yeah.
Um, and here's where I knew that I was bought in. I asked the gas station lady attendant. I was like, "Does this look like it fits me?" Like I was asking the gas station lady if this fit me, and I was like, "I'm bought in. Like this is a thing. This is how I'm spending my morning at at the airport."
Such a
So
silly story.
I know it was. I don't. I spent more time doing that than I did getting my gas station hot dogs.
God, this
Uh,
guy.
but anyway, I'm feeling pretty cozy. It's nice. This is going to be my houseware. I'm just trying to keep Kristen's hands off of me all the time, and I figure this is the way to do it.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. Good morning,
What's
Ryan.
up,
How's work?
Ryan?
Jason, I think your top three. If someone asked me how I pictured Jason in my earlier years, it was wearing one of those.
Yeah, it was the same. I got these colors because I'm pretty sure the one I had was gray, black, and red as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
All
Did
right,
I
if
even
That's
wear
good.
anyone
it a lot?
else, if what?
Did I even wear it a lot? I don't like. It's like I remember having it, but I don't remember. I don't remember it becoming like a part of my regular wardrobe. It's like, okay, I have one. I'm cool for a little bit.
I think this deserves a post, Ryan, where we share a picture of Jason and ask all of our friends if anyone else has one of these, picture for proof,
Rate my
and
fit.
see what comes back.
Yeah.
No, not
Or just
rate your fit. Just see if anyone else has one of those in their closet, or if anyone's willing to go to the local gas station and grab one.
Just for comparison.
Just to see who else rocks your vibe, man.
Yeah. Dom, how you doing today? How's Saturday?
I'm doing good. I now have two teenagers in my house. My 12-year-old is turning 13 today in about 2 hours. I think around 7:41, I think is what she said her birthday was, her time. But yeah, 13. I've got a 13-year-old in the house. Today is the day, and she's excited. We're all excited. Her friends are coming over. We got some stuff for her. She wanted a guitar, so we got a guitar coming.
Excellent.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah.
Nice. Well, happy birthday to Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm. 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 Thank
Bailey.
you. Thank you.
Sorry, Bailey.
No, it's
No,
Brooklyn. You got
this
it
is
right.
sorry. I was thinking high school.
Yeah.
Um,
What are you guys
yeah.
up to today?
I am planning on going to the gym. We are sans two older kids today. We had a really
Oh,
we had a good night of just our 6-year-old. Set up a Christmas tree. And kind of jumping into today's page a little bit early, 9 minutes in.
uh-oh.
Today we're talking about all the little things that kids do to show that they trust us, their vulnerability. We are the mountain of stability, whether or not you're showered and had a couch sleep and dressed in a Marty McFly poncho. It doesn't matter. You are still a pillar of trust. So last night we did a little bit of Christmas setup with our 6-year-old, and in my head, I said to Chris, like, hey, it's almost like we have our firstborn again, and we can give our third kid like the first kid experience in setting up for Christmas.
Mm,
Um,
yep.
I mean, we were tired. Like it wasn't as I wouldn't say me and Kristen were at our best. Like we were definitely tired. We were taking this double sleepover opportunity as a time to chill out a little bit and spend some time with Hazel, which we did. I fell asleep on the couch. I let Hazel sleep in our bed. But it was a nice little. And I had it didn't come easy. It wasn't like an easy thought. I was like, how can we take advantage of this one night where we just have our youngest kid? Because it doesn't happen
Yeah.
all the time. So, just trying to be there, trying to be excited. She kept asking to put up the tree and start putting up decorations. And even though we were tired, it was like, okay, let's. I think we were both on it. Without like reminding each other or like psyching each other up, we were like, okay, let's get some stuff out. So like we did like Kristen did the fireplace mantle, all that, set up one of our fake trees. I said one of our fake trees. We have more than one fake tree.
Okay.
But we are going to get a real tree. So yeah, it was good. And then we fell asleep, or she fell asleep watching Elf on the couch with
Nice.
us. Just trying to be there. Just trying to be there for a 6-year-old instead of, treating it as a break from everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because like one of the things it talks about is today, what we're talking about is like all those little things that show that kids really trust us. The book references like a trip to the bathroom where it's like, you walk into the bathroom and they're sitting there, feet dangling, and they're just staring at you because they trust you. It's not like they're not asking you to leave yet until they're 10 or 9. Even when we're sitting on the toilet, like
He was
my
talking about a dog going to the bathroom.
dog. Did I say dog?
No,
I get those mixed up.
but you're right. I guess the kids do it too.
Oh yeah. Well, the dogs do it. Yeah. Like if you go to the park and the dog looks at you while taking a poop, that's the
Yeah.
ultimate sign of trust.
Yep.
And even like, I'll be sitting on the toilet and it's just Hazel now. Like it'd be weird if my 13-year-old busts in and just stares at me. But it's like she'll just bust in and just stand there and stare at me on the toilet and like, I love you. Get out. Let me finish. This is my time.
Dad'll see you in about half an hour. Go watch the show.
28 minutes. That's all I ask for. Is that too much?
Do you guys have a bidet at all?
Yeah.
This guy.
We've had this discussion, Ryan.
Well, I mean, I'm not more the side of like when my youngest, I don't know, I guess like my oldest is in the bathroom sometimes too. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. And then I like start like washing. It's just that's a kind of a weird feeling. It's like I'm washing my butt and you're looking at me. And I was like, I try and divert my eyes. But
Are you saying
She's sitting
like
there? She's sitting there going, "Whoa, you go to that pressure level? Oh wow, I've never done that high."
I'm watching
Dad, you're on 9. Dad, you're on 9. Whoa.
wait a second, but I've actually had this concern to myself. I'm like, I feel like I keep going harder with this pressure. It's like, at what point is it wrong? And how long is questionable?
At what point do I need to get a bigger model?
Is there like another velocity knob there? I would say if you feel your breakfast getting a little bit hydrated, you're probably going a little bit too heavy.
Oh man.
There's been way too many questions while sitting there being like, yeah, I think someone would say I'm doing this wrong. But yeah, it's interesting. I also love when like the girls are on the toilet and then they try and use the bidet, but it just like hits like the back of their neck. It's like it didn't work. I was like, gotta get bigger.
Am I drying out a shower or am I drying off the toilet?
It's the back of their neck.
Yeah.
Love it, dude. Oh, where do we go from here?
I don't know. Once you hit bidet, that's usually like that's usually like the
A
closing
showstopper. Where's
Yeah.
our chat, man? Guess they couldn't handle it.
It's
Not
Saturday.
used to Saturday.
Yeah.
Everybody's hungover from Black Friday.
It's like I don't know if I can afford getting online today. Spent all my money yesterday.
I think a digital hangover, right? Like Dom, you kind of mentioned that yesterday.
There's Plush.
Good morning, ma'am.
First place, Plush. First place.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a long stream, like it is, It was I don't even know how far they ended up going, but I kept punching in and out, and just as Rip said the other day, giveaway farming. I like that he shouted that out and made it okay for me to do, because I wasn't planning on buying anything. There was one thing I was looking for, and Gary kind of shot it down. So I was like, all right, you don't want me to buy your stuff? I won't buy your stuff, bro. So
Oh,
he didn't do a deep enough discount on the comic that I wanted. So I didn't buy anything. So we're good.
oh, okay.
More self-control than other people, I guess, is what I was going for.
Way to exercise that.
And then I went to the movies yesterday with the kids, saw Zootopia. So if anyone's looking for something to do, that was a really good movie. We really enjoyed it. Lots of funny parts. Couple of sappy emotional parts. It kind of had everything. I enjoyed it. We had a blast. Um, so I recommend the movie. And Plush feels fabulous today.
Excellent. Give
Plush
me
is
some of
always
that.
fabulous.
How was your Thanksgiving? She was going through the grind on Turkey Day, so I'm glad you're feeling good today. Ugh.
Can I paint a weird scenario for you?
Yeah.
I don't have my keys to my front door of the building here, and I can't buzz myself in because like the buzzer's not working right now. But I just watched one of my neighbors, who I don't really know, walk over to open the front door so I can like chase her down. The
Do it
dog, keep the door open. But like it's really weird here
while
because
you're
like
live.
people get scared. And then oh wait. Okay, anyway. But yeah, talk about trust. I always have to be like really aware of like making sure people know that I am not someone dangerous coming up behind them. And everyone gets scared anyway. So
I think it would be better if you were wearing a knit gas station hoodie.
you got the keys?
It's called a Baja. There's an actual name for it. And there's like a perfect amount of space to hold to put the cast iron pan in case you get into a duel,
Okay. Interesting.
in case you get time traveled back to 1885.
Got it. Nice. Well done.
I really hope you're getting my reference to Back to the Future 3 here, Dom.
No.
Weirdo.
I feel like all sequels fell apart after that sequel. That was the last good sequel.
Yeah, I'll agree for sure.
I was never really into watching old movies.
But at the time it wasn't an old movie.
When did it come out?
I don't know, 1999 is my guess. I don't know if that's the case. But
No,
but at the time
definitely no. I'm going to say 1993 or 4.
oh no, okay, go look it up.
I'm not going to look it up.
Okay.
I'm going to assume that I'm right. Boys, I'm gonna pivot here. Me and my good friend Zach, he might be listening in. I sent him the link. He might join in. He might not. We got into a really good talk that ended up kind of really tying together what seems to be what we've been talking about, especially for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so. Getting into December, the worst chapter of the book. I think we're starting
Or the best.
tomorrow. By worst, I mean like it's just kind of starts punching your heart a little bit. You know, we'll see how this year goes. But we talked a lot about our kids getting older, getting into the teenage years, and getting to the age where they're observing us, and getting to the age where at least I remember starting to be observant of my parents and what I would be like at that age. Like, we both have 13-year-olds, high schoolers. You know, they're getting to the age where I remember thinking is like, oh, is this what I'm going to be like when I look at my dad? Or like, you know, what habits do we see our kids carrying with them that maybe we have fostered or not? Or are there things that they are like actively trying to do better than us already? It was a really good, like, super late night Dad's After Dark, even though he wasn't here. But it was it got me in the mood for today, as far as you know, just paying attention to what my kids are looking at or what I'm doing when the kids are watching us. Does it tie in today's page? Possibly, with the whole trust piece and all those little things that they do to show that they trust us. Like if you have a 6-year-old or like between 6 and 9-year-old, I would say like the most accessible thing is like they just come up to you and stare at you for a hug. That's it, because they know that you're going to do it. And then as time goes on, it's like, my 13-year-old, much less, she'll come in and just kind of like stand close to me and like start moving her head towards my shoulder, like seeing if I'll like go in for the hug, and I will. But like one of the questions that I was kind of wondering about is like, at what point do they start to sense that the off chance that I won't come in for a hug, like there's less trust that there's going to be a hug for some reason. I don't know if it's like the discerning mind of a 13-year-old, or like more confidence in themselves. I don't know. That's my question for today, is like, at what point do kids stop coming in for that, and for what reason, if only just getting older and more experience.
Good morning, Dan. What age do kids stop coming in for the hug?
Yeah, when
I
do
don't
they
know, man.
start? I mean, it's probably a slow bake,
Yeah, I think they like lessen a little bit. There's obviously just times when they're not feeling it. But I think if we all establish early on that like that's our, way of affection, like I'm just a hugger. Like I don't know that my wife or her parents, or like I can see certain people that aren't huggers, but I am. So, like me and Bailey hug every day, a couple times a day. It's just my thing, like especially first thing in the morning when they come down the stairs, because as you know, I'm awake, they're not. So as soon as they come downstairs, like I try to be at the bottom of the steps, wait, with open arms, ready for a hug, just to say good morning. Same thing with like a good night hug, couple through the middle of the day. I don't know. But yeah, going back to what you were saying about like leaning the head on, like I had a little moment of that yesterday at the movie theaters. Like Brooklyn was leaning her head on my shoulder and like, watching the movie and stuff like that. So I definitely enjoyed that she's still in that phase. She's definitely more of my cuddly child, like out of all of them. Um, like she'll come and lay on the couch and rest up against me. The other ones kind of stay to their side. Bentley's a foot cuddler. I don't know if that anyone has one of those, but he likes to nuzzle his feet underneath me or Amy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if it's like a cold feet thing or just like a whatever it is, but yeah, that's his little thing.
It's a touch thing for sure.
Yeah. Plush is also a hugger, and Dan also likes, or is it Dan? Sorry, Dan. Yeah. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
the
Why
toe
am I missing
locking.
that? Fiala.
Matt Reeves, if you happen to be listening, one of my friends, he does
No, it
this,
doesn't lock toes.
intertwines his toes together. It's weird. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm also a I'm also a physical touch person, and I think that trust is. I guess I get worried about it when, because my oldest is also a physical touch person. My youngest is maybe a little bit, but not as much. And so I do get worried about like when that would end up stopping. I don't think it will, but I think that I never want my kids to think. I just want them to know that it's always available. I never want to shut that down.
Yeah, I think it.
Um, yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, no, it's just a meandering thought.
there's a level of like the male female relationship that I think as the kids get older, as my girls got older, like there's a part of me that felt okay, like they're turning into teenagers, they're starting to be interested in boys, and hugging and kissing and touch is starting to mean different things to them now. So, there's a point where I second guessed it, and the hugs just change. They become more of the side hug than the full frontal hug. Um and that's just kind of it, but as long as you I think as long as we keep it going, I think it's still, it just still just shows them, like kind of like the page is talking about, that dad's arms is still a safe space for them. So I think that's kind of how I look at it. It's tough. When I ask for a hug from my teen, she's always open to it, even if her friends are over. Yeah, like I'm trying to think. Like there's even a time where, like when I was teaching girls sports, and I'd get a hug from my daughter, and then I get like a hug. Like I've definitely ran into some kids that are huggers. So, and I could see maybe it's just their family is that way. So I've gotten hugs from little girls as a coach, and at some point it's un, it's not uncomfortable, but it can be uncomfortable as a guy. It's not my kid, and when they're short, they're kind of in the wrong height level. So you kind of got to be prepared for all of that. So I think that's
Hmm.
probably the only thing that gets a little uncomfortable about it. But you just learn those things as you grow up with girls, right,
Yeah,
Jason?
that's we had we were it just you made me think about we were where were we? We were somewhere, and then we were watching someone's kid, and this girl was like obviously a very physical, like she like showed interest like physically, but she'd be like hanging out me. I'd be like, I don't know, like it was a weird feeling because I'm like a physical person too, but I was like, I don't want to be like, I don't know what's okay right now.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to reciprocate things 100%, but I also didn't want to like push this kid away. But I was like, okay, I'll accept it. And it was just like a scary thing. But I think it comes down to it's like I don't want my kids to be overly comfortable. It's kind of like one of those things where someone says you're in a family situation and you're forcing your kids to go like hug someone or kiss someone. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I see that right now in our family in some cases. I'm not saying it's wrong if that's like how one family decides to do it, but it does kind of like make me I have this like a little bit of a recoil when I hear someone being like, okay, go hug Uncle Ryan, go do that. And I'm like, well, you don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah. I'll take a fist
Um,
bump.
totally, yeah, yeah. And then so it's like I don't want to teach kids that you need to go touch you have to go physically, interact with your family member or someone else. I don't want
Oh,
to
Brian,
I want to
Ryan,
keep it special.
Jason feels bad because he's always telling his girls to go hug Uncle Ryan,
It's gone.
and now he knows you don't want him to do that anymore. I'm just playing.
No, it's okay. I know.
Boys, I got to go for a few moments. I have to get the trash out because it's a day after. Be right back.
Oh, Saturday trash day.
That's weird. So I guess their normal day is Friday, and must be
Maybe.
behind schedule because of the Thanksgiving thing. Trash man take off Black Friday? No, I'm just kidding. It's always a bummer when you have a Thursday, or you have your trash day is on a holiday, and then especially Christmas. Like I've had it where they like skip a week because of like
Uh-huh.
something like that, and I'm like, dude, you guys just skipped a week uh when it's Christmas. Like the arguably like some of the most trash happens that day. Trees out, everything like that. Yeah.
It's totally I don't have to deal with any of that, which is like nice, but it's
Because they don't
never
take holidays out in New York, right?
no, they
So they
do. I
never
mean, there's
sleeps.
like Yeah, but you know what happens here in New York is that a lot of people like you'll have like strikes happen or all that kind of stuff
Mm.
too. So then you see like trash pile up, and then that's when you start seeing on the news someone's like, New York is disgusting. It's like, well,
That was my next thing was like, oh yeah, that's right. You guys just throw your trash on the street. Um, so it doesn't really matter if it gets picked up or not. It's just there's always an alley nearby.
yeah. I mean, it's also, I mean, there is a lot of regulation around it, but
Or
that's it.
or if you're in a high enough building, can't you just throw it on the next person's roof? That's what I always thought too.
We do. We just yeah, we don't really care. We're just like
Or you're
whatever, just
close
throw it
enough, you
there.
could just take it to New Jersey. Just leave it there. Sorry, I just saw Paul.
Well, Paul's not New Jersey.
Oh, I thought he was.
No, Paul is Staten Island. He's New York.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. That's right. I get
Um,
confused with that whole other coast over there.
I've been trying to practice my my not talking and listening as you guys are going on because I want to like form some of those thoughts around this kind of thing. But this is my thought on like sleepovers. Like Jason has two girls at sleepovers right now.
Mhm.
Um, and because we're on that trust thing, I know I'm like pivoting back from the trash discussion. Um, I always want to ask my girls, I'm always curious, like, how do you feel at someone else's house? How do you feel with that person over there?
Yeah.
Um, are you okay? Because like for a long time I was like very fearful of sleepovers, more from stories from other females.
Mhm.
And I feel like I feel like when we start talking about trust, I think we can get so wrapped up in like like us wanting to have our kids trust us and whatever like that. But I'm like, and this goes back to like the cynicism side. It's like, yeah, but maybe we should be a little bit cynical. I'll correct that. We should be a little bit cynical, or at least question or be aware of like, is there a moment where you need to question, if you are in a safe environment or trust your gut, if you don't feel good about this situation, like how are you going to get in touch with us? I think just like making sure, like whether it's going to be like the secret word, like I know I was talking with Sloan and I was like, okay, if you feel uncomfortable, what do you do? Right. And we kind of have our thing of like, okay, if you give me a call, here's our secret word. This is what you would
Mm.
say. And
Mhm.
then we can come pick you up. Like you don't have to say a thing. I just know that that's the word there. That's the phrase. And then we'll come get you. And I'm always like, I, I think I'm bringing these thoughts together as I'm kind of talking right now. But it's
Mhm.
like knowing that Sloan is a very physical she's a physical touch kid. I'm like, but are you a physical touch kid in another environment? When does it become questionable? When do you have to question it? When do you have to know who you are versus what you should be like? It's just always there. So I'm always that's what I'm always thinking about. I always just want her to remain safe. I don't want her to be taken advantage of just because of who she is and then like not trust herself.
Yeah. Does your secret word involve her liking ketchup? And then you're like, I know there's a problem.
Yeah. She's like, they have ketchup. I'm like, I'm over. I'm coming. Like,
Dad, I put extra ketchup on my burger. Well, 911.
coming, coming, coming. It's crazy. Paul, I felt the same way. I feel like I had once I heard enough stories, I like put my foot down and I was like, it's not gonna happen. I just and then slowly I think it started to happen more and more. Um, but it was
So
definitely some yeah,
I can tell you, um, like obviously I
I'm
don't have
listening.
any stories of like things going wrong or bad things happening. I don't think I don't think I even have any extended friends. I think my new friend group I'm learning there was some stuff that might have happened within their lives, and I haven't actually gotten a chance to unpack that. A little bit of it unloaded a couple weeks ago, but it was through a different scenario. So as far as like growing up, my sisters, my wives, everyone that I know of, like I'd never heard any stories like what we're kind of talking about. So we've always been very trusting with our kids. I did, plenty of sleepovers when I was younger. And I think it's more about I'd imagine you had built up a relationship with the other parents before allowing. Yeah, so that's where I was getting at. It's more about how you raise your kids, like what Ryan's talking about, is just making sure that they understand like that there are boundaries between them and other adults. And then it's also about the relationship that you make with the other child's parents. Knowing a little bit more information about the other parents involved. Like for us, I think the sleepovers mostly happened at our house. And then as we got to know the parents, then our kids would go, to their house kind of thing. And I'm sure Jason could shed some light on it. Like, for instance, Bailey just went and spent the night at her friend's house, but Bailey's 17 now. And we've never actually met her friend's parents, I don't think. But again, she's 17. She's done it enough times that like she knows her thing. She knows what to do.
Are you talking? Are you asking specifically about sleepovers at
Yeah, I think
friends'
we've
house?
covered this before. Like I think
No.
Ryan was a little timid at first about like kind of allowing his girls to sleep over, or Sloan, I think. I don't think you've gotten to Dee Dee yet, right?
Well, I like Dee Dee, I think would just like she would maul someone. She would fight back to the point where like I'd be concerned for the people who had her sleep over at their house. Um
Like, let me send this rabid Wolverine over to your house. Good luck.
they're like, "Oh, just sent your kid over with like some armor." I was like, "Oh, that's for you. That you need to put that on." Um
I say
It's a
this
but
in
shock collar.
I say this in the most lovingly way possible. I am also concerned for the parents who invite Didi over for a sleepover.
she is, and she's slowly, because like Sloane was just like the same the whole time. She was just like cuddly, very much like in her head in terms of like her emotions and her feelings. And then she would kind of come to you like she was always like a softer kid, and I was always like, I feel like I don't want the world to hurt you. How my feeling was.
Hmm.
um and so it's like I feel so protective of her. And then like with DM, she's slowly has, and I was having this conversation with Lauren about how I feel like she's moving into this like very vulnerable phase right now, where I think she's a little bit more like she's realizing like what she like she's not as unstoppable and unbreakable as maybe she feels or thinks that she actually is, which is like nice, right? I don't want the world to break her spirit in that regard, but it's something where yeah, she will like she I think almost like trusts her instincts more. She's like, this is what I want, and you can't tell me
Yeah.
otherwise. And I think that's like beautiful. But yeah, it's like, but that also could be dangerous too. It's like, okay, like she's 4, and I'm already like, she'll be able to like not, she'll be able to take care of herself, right? And so then do my eyes like divert from like taking care of her, and how do I like stay in that moment to make sure? Because like that, maybe she's the most vulnerable person, in like that's the kind of person that gets taken advantage of, right?
Mm.
Um, but I think we're just talking about parenting in general, right?
Well, I
Which
think the other like what Paul was talking about, like he's like, I don't think I'd ever see, he still has an infant and a baby, but obviously the first step is grandparents, aunts and uncles, close, your close friends that you grow up with. There's plenty of ways to test the water because it's, with Paul, it being his first child, like obviously that's the scariest thing. You're just getting your feet into all of this. Um, so you just test it slowly, and you learn, and then the kid learns, and you just kind of grow through it. Eventually they're going to want to do it. Eventually it's going to be, you get to a point where it's kind of like you can get to these things where like if they don't experience these things, it can come up. It's like weird that they haven't. They get to high school and it's like, wait, you never slept over at a friend's house? I don't know. I grew up sleeping at friend's house almost every weekend.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah,
Half the time,
we're
I don't even know if my parents knew where I really was.
we're at the sleepover point where it's like multiple sleepovers. Like we had a friend sleepover on Thanksgiving night because her mom joined us, and then the next day they had another sleepover. So it's no longer like you know how like first sleepover is like a big thing. It's like a big event. It's like
Hmm.
going to somebody's house to sleep over there. And now it's more like this, it's just part of the hangout is like, whose house are we sleeping at tonight? You know? Uh,
Hmm.
my oldest, she is at it. So you brought this up. She's at a sleepover with friends who we are more unfamiliar with. Still like nice kids. I have them. I have them. They're at school. Haven't met the parents, and the first time that I met them was last night when I dropped her clothes off because it was a hangout that turned into a sleepover, and it was like immediately like catching up with all those points that you do on the first sleep. I was like, okay, well here's our number, here's that, and like I I take multiple times to remember first names, so it's like I the phone number is like so and so's parents
Yeah.
with a placeholder for the names when I remember them. Um, that's the level that we're at, where it's like, okay, well, she says she knows these people, so I guess the sleepover is okay. That's that's where we're on the tail end of that, of the sleepover introduction.
I think it's a big part too. It's like you showing your kid that you do trust them, right?
Yes.
Um,
Yep.
and so, it's very multifaceted. It's like, if we keep saying no to our kids, like at what point, if we keep trying to overprotect our kids, we keep saying can't go sleep over. It's like, oh, do they not trust that person or do they not trust me? And then like it really is this fine line of making sure even with my kids, my line is always like, I have two choices. I can either trust you or not trust you, and I want to trust you. So if that's what you tell me, then I will trust that, and that I think has some danger in it. But I never want them to think that I don't, or that they can kind of say whatever to me, right? And then I'll be like, okay, got it. Like I'll know if they're lying, maybe, and then figure out something on the back end. But it's like, and I'm kind of curious if anyone else, like, hey, my parents were so protective that I just became so untrusting of everything in the world. And then I didn't even know how to trust myself.
Yeah.
Um, and so, is that helicopter parenting? Is that, whatever else that is? So I think it's
Well, it
important
gives them a
to.
layer of like experience, like experiencing other family dynamics, experiencing other like so Brooklyn has a her friend group. They're Asian. Like I think there's a Chinese family and a Korean family. And so she's experiencing other cultures and other foods that like we
That's
don't,
cool.
and she's enjoying it, like the way that they cook, the food that they make. And I'm like, it's opening up Brooklyn's palate. And she's asking us for all this other, to try to she wants to go to sushi with us and stuff like that. And whereas our teenager won't even touch this stuff, but because Brooklyn's experienced it with her friends, she feels safe enough around her friends to feel safe enough around their parents to trust, whatever this food is that they're giving her. And it's just like a really nice, enjoyable experience for her. And I love that for her that she has that. And I tell her all the time, I'm like, dude, hit your friends up. Go spend the night. Not I'm not trying to get rid of you, but like go hang out and experience, someone else's household. At some point, maybe they bring back something like, oh, this family does this. Why don't we do this? Or maybe they learn a little like, oh, like this family's really, strict about this. I'm glad you guys aren't. See a
Uh,
little grass is greener on the other side, or maybe the grass is greener on our side.
yeah, I think that was a good point you brought up about kids developing a bubble based on what their parents said yes and no to.
Hmm.
And the way that you phrased it was like, oh, my parents, we never had sleepovers, so I just ended up not liking sleepovers. That kind of sounds like a realization that maybe like somebody has in their 20s, where it's like, oh, I'm this way because of this.
Yeah.
Because largely at this age that we're in, it's more like, oh, my parents won't let me have sleepovers, which I don't hear often. Um, but like once in a while, it's like, and there was only one adult experience that I had, and it was a very long time ago, where it was at a house party. It was after college, and um, I don't know, 23, 24, and this guy I was talking to, he was like super straight laced. It was like one of his first house parties. And as he was, he had a drink, and it was almost like he was processing his entire childhood that night, because like he was hanging out with other people the same age. He had a drink, and it was almost like you could see like he was like mentally taking this collar off of him, or trying to break free of
Mm.
it, where he was like, yeah, I grew up in a really conservative household, and we never talked about drugs, and it was evil, and went to church every Saturday and Sunday. And it was like seeing a metamorphosis of a butterfly leaving the pupa, the cocoon. What's parts the pupa? I don't know. But
We don't talk
that
about that part.
Isn't the chrysalis?
That's going back to the bidet conversation. Let's not go there.
yeah. Well,
Ugh, so
pupa
many
is
wet necks.
pupa is multiple. But that's how I would imagine that conversation going with kids who never got that chance to spend time at another family's house, or at least being allowed to exist in another family's space. Is like they get to their early 20s, and they're like, oh, there's like people also have lives as well. It's not just us.
And they go into like a culture shock, like
That's
because there's
exactly what,
just
okay,
so many different
yeah,
people out there, you
that's
know,
actually like, yeah, that's the best word to
especially
say.
when they get to college. Like those are those kids that when they get to college, when they finally leave the nest and they run into the melting pot that college is,
Yeah. Well,
you know.
this was after college even. It was
Mm,
like it even seemed like I think I might be making this up just based on this conversation, but I think he brought up like his college experience too, where it was like, didn't party, didn't go out, just studied for
yeah.
4 years straight. And it was like, and I remember just kind of like watching him from afar, and he would have the same conversations with multiple people of like, it's his first night out, and this is all brand new to me, that whole thing. And
Yeah.
like, is like, on one hand, it's like, that might be a cool experience, like getting to that age and like having this entire world open up to you. But at the same time, it's like, you know is is he missing out on any developmental stages, or did he miss out on any developmental stages? Because I'm sure it's like once you're an adult, you grow into that a lot faster than you would as a kid. You get used to what other adults do, and if you're open minded and open to receiving that kind of experience, I'm sure you can bounce back to what a well adjusted young adult is a little bit quicker, maybe.
I hear you. I get nervous that my girls would not know some of the things that should be done. And I always think about two things, and they're both poop related. So please excuse it, but it's more on like your message. But I remember hearing a story one time where someone was trying to. They were. This wasn't a direct connection, but it was like just a story I was hearing, and so was the second one. But I'll be quick about it. One was that this one person was trying to connect with someone else and be like, where did you guys keep your poop stick? And someone's like, what are you talking about? Like,
Well,
yeah, when someone takes too big of a poop, like, where do you keep your poop stick so that you can like break up the poop so it flushes? This person's like, what are you talking about?
Oh
And
my God.
I mean, like, so to go through life, it's like, wait, hold on, you all didn't have a poop stick? Um, and I'm like, I don't want my girls to ever have that situation. And then the worst one is like one of the more recent ones that I think people have seen, where like the one guy was trying to ask everybody, he's like, what do you what do you do when you have diarrhea? He's like, you have to catch it. And everyone's like, what do you mean catch it? What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, you catch your poop, right? You like he didn't under he didn't know that pooping not in your hand and then putting it in the water is what you're supposed to do. And so
Uh,
this was happening on like a live podcast, and everyone's like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, you catch your poop and then you put it in the water, right? This guy was like 35, I don't know. I was like, what are you doing? Um, and so like I get nervous. I'm like, are we doing anything that my girls like need to be taught? Like how to wipe, or like what else is it in life? Like just how to put on your shoes correctly. Like what are we doing? What am I doing right now?
um,
That makes me
Ryan,
nervous.
I read a very similar story. I don't even know if maybe it's like super similar. Not a poop stick, but a poop knife, like a big
Oh wait,
chef's knife.
correction. I think that's maybe it was the poop knife. Something similar, but go ahead.
Similar
just a
story, but
giant knife by people's toilets.
that's exactly what it was. Like this, like a gigantic knife that was used for enormous logs. Uh, I read it somewhere. It might it's probably even read it. It's probably what I found. Like that's out of all the stuff that I read every day, those are the stories that take up most of my brain space. And those are the ones that I remember. Not current events, not
Stories
tutorials.
about poop.
It's the one person who grew up with a family who had a poop knife. Why does this happen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Paul. Why are we talking about poop? Because it's Thanksgiving.
It,
That's why. And we're
it's not, but the poop isn't the main thing. It's the fact that
It's the gaps in
it's
knowledge.
a weird thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Even my oldest daughter, she chews with her mouth open all the time, and it like just gets me. Like chew with your mouth closed. I can see your ketchup. And so it's like, I just need you to understand that chewing with your mouth open is not what you want to do. And like, I want them to be able to go out in the real world without someone else having to teach them about like the more general kind of things.
Yeah.
Um,
I would say that if you can't think of, I think if you're open minded to it now and thinking about it, you're generally safe. Like I can't imagine what I can't imagine what like the poop knife parents would think when that got back to them. I don't know.
But I'll circle this back to like what we were talking about, and maybe this is what your tie-in was, is like
Can you get us
uh,
out of poop talk, Dom?
allowing your kids to go on sleepovers or to other people's houses and just experience other families is going to help them um, widen their knowledge base and figure out the little things that maybe your family does that other families don't. uh,
mhm.
like, wait, your dad doesn't make protein shakes and talk to himself in the kitchen? Okay, I guess that's just my dad. You
I
don't
think
have
you're talking
your
about
dad doesn't
you,
have a
Ryan.
your dad doesn't have a boom mic in his master bedroom? That's weird. Okay.
And a camera setup, 4K camera setup. What does
Your
your dad
dad
do?
doesn't have 19 unfinished paintings in his basement? Whoa, weird.
Not 19.
Or whatever. A weird suitcase with a skull on it is not just chilling in your dad's art
Does your dad
studio.
just paint stuff?
Ah, you
I
guys
was
were supposed to
curious
do
what
me like
Your
I
dad,
couldn't think of anything.
uh, you doesn't go to the garage and just whack on a bag for half an hour and then talks to a screen.
exactly. They're sleeping, so they don't know the weird stuff I do.
He goes outside and just talks. He's just
I
talking,
do. You
hanging
know
out.
what I was looking at the other day? So like I was thinking about the moment when my kids finally realize that like there's 100 of these videos on YouTube. And they're like, whoa, that's what you've been doing this whole time? I don't think they realize it.
No,
Do
they're
your
gonna
kids
find
know
it.
it? Like, do your kids know, Jason?
They know that I do this, but I don't think that they're aware that like we have some sort of a presence. Like I told you guys before, like I wore my daily dad shirt to school once, and there was like a group of sixth graders that asked me about it. So then, like the next day, like I saw them in the hall, and they were like, we saw you on the internet. We saw you talking this morning." So I don't know if they still do it,
That's so great.
or if they shared it with their parents or something. I don't know.
Wait,
Yeah.
is that like is that in your head though? Are you like
Well, yeah, it's like when I feel a swear word coming on, it's like, oh, there might be kids watching this.
Imagine your students listening to this one. It's all about poop.
Yeah, but we don't have the poop stick. It's another family.
Not anymore.
but
We
there
got rid of
might be
ours
a
Not
kid out
after
there
this.
right now who's like, but we have a poop stick.
in
Mr.
your
Mr.
class.
Turner, Mr. Turner told me this is strange.
Mr. Turner doesn't have a poop stick, Dad.
But
Why
he
do we
does
have
have a sweet Baja.
Hey, I got one
Yes.
of those too.
I feel like someone's parents is like, oh, I didn't know that Mr. Turner was a junkie. I don't know.
I
We
feel like
should
everyone listening to
cancel
this
him.
needs to go to the gas station, get themselves a Baja, and wrap it and give it to that one family member or friend that you know will appreciate it.
There's always one. There's always going to be one family member who needs a Baja, and you probably know who it is, and they probably know who it is, and they probably know that
Or
you know that they know they want one.
or everybody just ship one to Jason, and then next week he'll have, or next year he'll have 17 of them.
There was a really nice aqua blue one that I almost got.
Ryan's like, damn it, Dominic just
You
ruined
can
my gift for my brother.
I feel like you can wear them like mood rings. Hey, so I am gonna have to go in a minute, but I wanted to ask one question. Can you guys, I'll tell you if it's on my list. I need Christmas movies to add to my list. I have a few of them. I just realized that three of them are basically a Christmas Carol. But that's okay because that's my favorite story in the whole world. But what is, without saying Die Hard, so just everyone's got to stop that. But can you guys give me a Christmas movie that maybe you're thinking of?
Titanic.
God, okay. I'm just gonna end this.
Elf. Well, Elf is free now. Right at this moment, it's free because I guarantee they're going to start charging for rental on Amazon.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Elf is on my list though.
Yeah, Elf is number one for sure. Christmas Story. Even I don't know if you guys caught the what's up, Revan. I don't know if you guys caught the Christmas Story sequel. I think came out like 2 or 3 years ago. It was actually not too bad. Like it had the original cast. They're all older, and like
Oh,
it definitely kept the flavor of the original Christmas Story. It was good.
I just saw that. I just saw that it came out, and I was like, I didn't know that came out.
Yeah, it was good. I think I watched it twice. I would watch it again.
Dom, do you have one I can add?
No.
Oh, thanks. That was good.
Four Christmases.
Uh,
Jack Black, Cameron Diaz. No.
Oh yeah.
I think the only thing I don't like is like when it's like, let's watch a Christmas movie, and then like I start to see like Lauren go through like the list of all of the Hallmark like C graded movies. I'm like, no. Let's just stick with the originals, please. But one I will say that was really good, just to add to your list, because I was just reminded of it, was Spirited with Ryan Reynolds. And
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
his face, that was a good one.
Wait,
Anyway, I have one, two,
is that the
three, four,
one?
five, six. I have eight. So I think eight's a pretty good number.
Wait, what's the Ryan Reynolds movie where he's they're all imaginary characters?
Green Lantern.
Oh no.
Classic.
I forget. I forget what that is, but that was filmed in our neighborhood.
Oh yeah. That was that got me that got me a little moist in the eyes. That was a good one. I don't know if it's Christmas related, but definitely gives me the Christmassy
No,
feels.
it's not. Yeah, Jason, I think I feel like you just are just naming movies.
I'm just naming all the Ryan Reynolds movie where he stars as Ryan Reynolds. It's just all
Yeah,
of
he's
that.
just it's the same character every time.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
All right, I got to go.
All right.
I have to go mind my 6-year-old.
All right, dude.
Hugs on
See you
the.
guys.
Don't forget clean that poop knife, y'all. See it.
Knife. Go Google poop knife. You'll thank us later.
Don't do it. Don't.
See you guys.